So the latest viral stunt coming from the Trump campaign, French Fry Day at McDonald's. On the surface, this might look like some kind of ploy to be the working man, but it actually runs much deeper for a couple of reasons. First off, the entire nature of this stunt was about trolling Kamala Harris and showing just how deeply Kamala Harris has gotten inside this man's head. The Trump McDonald's situation was entirely to feed the Benny Johnsons of the world. Right here, this is it. The entire McDonald's thing is about this post. Donald Trump's entire campaign is a reality TV media lie. It's a gaslighted creation. So the reason why Trump picked McDonald's is because Kamala Harris worked at McDonald's, but he's tried to spin Kamala Harris working at McDonald's by saying she never worked there. He is trying to cast his own situation of problems with truth onto Kamala Harris. So he creates this piece of content.
I'll tell you what, it's a great franchise, it's a great company, and they've been very, very nice. And you know, if you look at really what's happening, look at the crowd over there. Look how happy everybody is. They're happy because they want hope. They need hope. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
They need hope.
Mr. President, you actually have worked at McDonald's now versus...
Now I have worked at McDonald's. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Okay, so there's the thing. You've now worked at McDonald's. And he's like, yeah, now I've actually worked at McDonald's. The point being here is he's creating this Kamala's a liar, I'm the real one who worked at McDonald's. But where it takes a real turn are the deeper implications as it relates to his actual policy positions.
If you're on his campaign, and I know you are certainly not, I'm not making any implication of that, but what is the logic behind this, going to a McDonald's?
There's no logic to it. It's a stunt. He has not put forth an economic agenda. He, as you know, appears to be not well.
And yes, Kamala being so deep inside this man's head that instead of going out and doing an actual campaign rally or even, I don't know, drafting some policy positions, this man centered an entire campaign stunt around trying to make online content, showing us just how badly Kamala Harris has gotten to it. And what the implication of choosing a McDonald's actually says about the two candidates in this election. The place wasn't open. It was all staged and fake. He didn't work for real at a McDonald's. It was a staged fraud. They closed it until 4 p.m. to accommodate a visit at request of President Trump and his campaign. While we are not a political organization, we proudly open our doors to everyone. The visit provides a unique opportunity to shine a light on the positive impact of small business, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, but it gets deeper. They shut down the McDonald's and they had a cast of characters drive through, all talking about specific talking points with him. And scripted little giving of food. One car full of people said, "Don't let America turn into Brazil."
A lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Look at all the fake news over there. Hello, everybody.
You can fake this, right?
And you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank you. Mr. President,
yes.
Please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
We'll keep it good.
Please.
We're going to make it better than ever.
This is literally reality TV with the worst acting imaginable. And now the Brazil thing wasn't even the biggest fake, which I think was this one.
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that. Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much
You are
for
not
everything you're
ordinary.
doing.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice.
Taking the bullet for
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I mean, it doesn't get any phonier than that. My God. The fact that it was closed really pushes the phoniness over the top because there was nothing about this that was a real world circumstance. He wasn't even giving a vibe of what it's like to actually work in a high speed environment like this. Because let's face it, people like to look at fast food workers like they're some kind of peons, but anybody who's worked a job like that knows that to do it without making mistakes and without ripping the customer's head off when they're being annoying actually takes a fair amount of patience and skill. Not everybody can step into that environment and do it flawlessly. But here's where it gets deeper. The franchise owner of this McDonald's has been fighting against raising the minimum wage. This is Derek Giacomantonio. They were trying to get Derek Giacomantonio to raise the minimum wage of his employees to $15 an hour. But Derek Giacomantonio, DG Torresdale LLC, the guy who runs this, Derek G., he fought minimum wage. So Trump was fucking staging it at a restaurant that was anti-working person. Think about the implications of that. Not only has Donald Trump fought the expansion and the raising of minimum wage, not only has Donald Trump fought the expansion of unions, but he stages his I'm a working man at a McDonald's that they close and create a performative gesture. And it's a McDonald's run by a guy who doesn't want to increase the wages of his employees. The whole thing is super toxic. Dude, isn't that wild? The whole thing was staged around that phoniness. And I mean, the fact that he picked a McDonald's that has such a toxic owner really speaks volumes, because this is just more commentary on how Donald Trump never seems to have anybody in his orbit that is not some type of shady character. There's literally nobody in his circle that wants to do anything that's either good for humanity or takes care of any worker anywhere near the lower rungs of the socioeconomic scale. His world is just exclusively pandering to the upper crust, always. And yet he gets sold to the people as some kind of working man's candidate. I mean, this is who we're talking about here. Come on. Gold toilet my ass. The McDonald's location that Trump visited today was cited earlier this year for health code violations for employees failing to wash hands and not wearing hair restraints. And Trump did neither today. So what we find out is this location, food employees are not washing their hands as required before putting on gloves, after handling soiled tableware, after handling raw meat, before handling clean tableware, equipment, utensils. CFSM must review hand washing requirements with staff. Observed employees handling raw beef with gloves, then switching gloves without hand washing. Step in between. Dude, this location is got like health code violations, but Trump is out here posting a stunt. And of course, he's working without any health protective stuff. He's in there making the deep fryer. Oh shit. Dude, that's craziness. And I think AOC really said it well when she said Trump engaging in this stunt was not about empathizing with the working man. It's actually making fun of us.
He's never struggled to make ends meet. He does not know what it means to check your paycheck every week and see what you've got left. He doesn't know the first thing about that. And so when we see people doing things like that, we see Elon Musk coming in here. When you have a billionaire just dangling $1 million to those of us, and many of us, who are struggling to make ends meet, if they dance for him. You've got Donald Trump putting on a little McDonald's costume because he thinks that's what people do. They're not trying to empathize with us. They are making fun of us. Donald Trump thinks that people who work at McDonald's are a joke.
Tim Walz says this guy spent decades stiffing workers' pay, cut overtime benefits for millions of people, and opposed any effort to raise the minimum wage. You know who's actually worked at McDonald's, joined workers on picket lines, and fights for working people? Kamala Harris. And on top of that, choosing McDonald's, which is literally one of the corporations whose employees use the most amount of public benefits. Why? Because they don't pay their workers enough. They exploit the hell out of them and continue to jack up prices. This is not an ethical company. Not in any way, shape, or form. And believe me when I say, the only people in that company that Trump has any desire to take care of are the owners. He does not care about the working man. He's never been a working man. He doesn't even know how to relate to the working man, other than trying to sell himself to them as some kind of a savior. I think Ron Filipkowski really summed it up when he reacted to Trump's campaign spokesman. This is Trump's campaign manager saying, MSNBC says working at McDonald's is bizarre and strange. This is how Kamala Harris and the elites think of everyday Americans who work everyday jobs. And Ron says, no, they say filming yourself pretending to work at a McDonald's when it has been closed for hours, then preparing food while committing 2 health code violations, which the restaurant has been cited for in the past, to serve to supporters who rehearsed ahead of time, is bizarre. Right? This is so true. That's what he did. He filmed himself pretending to work at a closed McDonald's while serving food to fake customers that are pretending to be customers, but they're in fact his supporters, all doing some scripted shit like God's on your side, don't turn into Brazil. You know what I mean? The whole thing is a fucking scam, bro. Dude, we just live in a disinformation world now. This is our new reality. So in an effort to highlight his claim that Kamala Harris never worked at McDonald's, Trump pretended to work at a closed McDonald's where he served pretend orders to supporters pretending to be customers. And that's it. That's the ruse of the entire Trump McDonald's thing, is in order to try and create a viral meme of attacking Kamala Harris actually working at McDonald's because he is anti-worker, anti-raising minimum wage, anti-middle class, expanding unions, anti-workers' rights. What he did was he's trying to debase a woman who worked at McDonald's and fights for all those things by creating a fake reality TV show of a McDonald's workday and pretending to be part of it. Dude, there's no way he could engage. If that was a real drive-through, dude, he would have gotten buried. He would have gotten buried, dude. He would have absolutely, not survived. It may look just like a trolley campaign stunt. Haven't we had enough of this shit?